Hello, hello. Welcome to the Broke But Not Broken podcast. I am your host, Des Tokat, aka Des, and we are here live on episode I, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. This is the ninth episode, and it's been 2 months since the last episode. But if you're still here, you know that this is a pretty realistic timeline at this point. I'm looking here now at all my podcasts on YouTube, and I'm noticing that my first episode was 11 months ago. Let me see exactly when. It was on June 2nd. So, oh wow. So, in about less than a month, I will be a year in making these podcasts. And I've only made 9 podcasts over an entire year. That's kind of sad. Anyways, I have been going through absolute hell this entire spring. So I have not been in any proper mental state to make podcasts in a way that uh in a way that makes me in a way that shows I actually want to be productive in terms of things I don't have to do. And doing more things that I want to do. Because the things that I have to do are tiring me out. And when I'm done doing the things I have to do, I kind of just don't want to do anything that requires thinking. Because this is a passion project, and this is something I want to put thought and effort into. I don't want to half-ass these podcasts. I mean, they don't have to be like hand weaving like perfect gifts, but like I don't want to just like ramble, or I don't want to ramble completely meaningless, although it might end up being that way naturally, but I'd rather not just like make it a content machine type of thing where I have to like record constantly. I want to get into a natural routine, um with preparation and notes, because no matter how mundane my week is, or yeah, there's always something to talk about, even if it's a rehash of the previous week. Anyways, I didn't see what time I started recording. Oh, actually, 4:08. Okay, so that's 3 minutes in. Okay. So again, the goal is usually 20 minutes for these things. Um, I'm gonna try not to make this like a recap episode, although my OCD makes me want to have one. Um, However, I would just probably jump off of what I left off a bit. So last time looks like I talked about a bunch of shows I was watching, and I talked about the Kyogi Karate Club. Quick pit stop on the Karate Club. So it's a club that meets twice a month uh, on Saturdays. And again, I'm not going to go into what karate is. It's a Japanese game that involves like a combination of memorization and reflexes. Kind of like Spit, but with a memorization aspect to it. Spit, the playing card game, if you don't know. Um, Anyways, I haven't been going, one, because again, like things I have to do are getting in my way, and two, I haven't been studying, which is something I have to do because I am a beginner. Most of the people in the club are not beginners, so me going there is kind of useless at the moment. In terms of like participating, because it's not a game that you can participate in without any studying, I guess, because you have to memorize these cards, and they're not in English. So I've been annoyed that I haven't had time or made the time to study. But hopefully, if I really care to try this out, I will do that as soon as the semester ends, which again is in about 2 weeks from now. And in 2 weeks, Um, Regardless of what happens in 2 weeks, my stress level should slowly decreasing, no matter what. Even if my finals end up terrible or positive, the stress level should reduce because I'm done. I'm done, right? I can't do anything about it. I'm not the type to dwell so much about what happened, at least in terms of school. Other things I still think about, um, like past experiences with other people. I still dwell on them, even though the other party probably doesn't care at all. Uh, let's see here. So I finished the current season of Walking Dead, and I'm really loving it. So now I'm all caught up onto Walking Dead. I think the final season. I'm not sure. No, the final. I think they broke it up into 3 parts. They love doing that now, breaking up the final movie or series into 2 parts, 3 parts. So the second part of the final season of The Walking Dead just finished, and the final part 3, the final part of the final season, should be airing later this year. I'm excited. Closure with a show is always nice. Um, Fortunately, some shows like Berserk might never get closure, but it's it's pretty sad. Yeah, I still think about that every now and then. I don't have my high hopes for that one. Um, Anyways, sorry, I just got an email that currently increased my stress level by 1% at least. So that's nice. Um, where was I? Okay, I think about The Walking Dead. Yeah. Let's carry on from that. Season 3 of Atlanta just started. I'm a few episodes in. Not much to say about that yet. They seem to be doing a lot more side stories, which I find interesting. But I kind of miss the main characters. But they're interesting, so it's like kind of like double-edged sword. Like I enjoy it, but I also miss the main characters. What else? Oh, I'm watching Pachinko. It's a story about a couple. It's a story that goes through different generations of the same Korean family. I think it's pretty interesting. The opening song is a banger. Um, the song is called "Let's Live for Today" by the Grassroots, the oldie. I recommend checking it out. Hella catchy. Uh, See what happens when you don't prepare notes. Oh, I did prepare notes. Let's see here. I finished Beastar season 2. Nothing to talk about there. Can't remember what happened. As an anime, by the way. My If you noticed that my icon that I've been using on the YouTube videos is for an anime character named Senku from the anime slash manga Doctor Stone, which the manga just finished. To my surprise, I didn't see it coming to an end so quickly. But I guess it's good that it's completed on a good note rather than going on forever. So yeah, um, can't believe it's a little. It's still a little takes me a bit back that Doctor Stone's finished. Let's see what else. I don't want to talk about this right now. I'll put it on pause. Pause. Anchor wasn't adding music to the end of my Anchor, the platform I'm using to distribute the podcast, has not been properly adding the music at the end, so I removed them. But it's been 2 months now, so let's see if it's fixed. I'll probably mention a song at the end of this video or at the end of this podcast. Yes. Uh, uh, Drive My Car, a movie that I recommended multiple times on this podcast, was nominated for an Oscar. I believe the Oscars have passed. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, March 27th. I'm so behind. Uh, sh- yeah. So Drive My Car was nominated for 4 Oscars, but it only won the international feature film. A bit of a, it's good, but like it's kind of that's the expected category it would win. It'd be much more impactful if it won like Best Picture, which it was nominated for. But still, as good, it got recognition in the first place. Um, let's see here. Tomb Raider, the trilogy game remake games. I finally finished the third one. I like those kind of games. They're like Uncharted, adventures, story-driven games like GTA, Grand Theft Auto, Uncharted, Tomb Raider. I enjoy Red Dead Redemption. I like those kind of games. Do need more of those, but there's actually not that many, unfortunately. Uh, I just just like earlier, I was talking about how these days like to split movies and shows into 2 or 3 parts. Uh, so Attack on Titan, they said split up in 3 parts. Second part just finished, and the third part is going to be airing next January, I believe. I don't mind waiting. It's such a good show. One of the best animes of all time. Um, but I want to talk about the opening for Attack on Titan, season 4, part 2 that just ended. Uh, the opening was done by a Japanese band called Sim, which stands for Silence Is Mine. I've been a fan of this band for quite a while before it was an opening for Attack on Titan, which is probably where they're gonna start getting a lot more recognition, which I'm very happy for them. But I just want to say that I was a fan before they hit the mainstream, because I know they are going to now because of Attack on Titan. So shout out to Sim. Uh, I'm so much of a fan. I actually saw them live in Japan when I went to visit a few years ago. Uh, yeah, I just wanted the credit there. Self credit I'm giving myself. Yeah. Anything else I've been doing? I went to Boston for about a week. Uh, last week or a week before? I don't remember. Time is lost with me right now. Um. Anyways, did I do anything interesting in Boston? Okay. Not much. I basically just ate really unhealthy for like 10 days in a row. I gained like 5 pounds. But it was a stressless week because I ignored all of my uh, responsibilities. Uh, and I enjoyed some chill time with my friends. Uh, got a I got a reinforced knack for playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Uh, but the moment I got back, I kind of stopped caring about it. Uh, but I think that's the kind of game. It's more fun to play in person over online. Or maybe that's just an excuse for not trying to play it at home. What else? Okay, in Boston, we saw me and my friends. We got to see the second Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and yeah, I know it's a children's movie, but Sonic, the games were pretty prevalent during my childhood, at least. Playing Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3 for the Game Boy, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Riders, which I think a lot of people didn't play, but it's a really good game. Um, I think it has a lot of like skill, and not just skill, but what makes the game good, in my opinion, is having a skill constraint, but also the ability to express it in a different ways. Because game's boring when like everything's the same, and to be good at something, you have to be good in the same way someone else has to be good. Versus like you can't do it a different way to be good. Like in a game like in a regular FPS game like Counter Strike, everyone to be good in that game, you have to be good in kind of the same way. There's not that much expression. The best players, I assume, do all the same thing. It's just well, I'm not a CS:GO expert, but it's just my gut feeling about it based on what I've seen and what I've played a little bit of. Versus like an Overwatch, which I know it's a different genre game, but like you can be a really good shooter or not and still be completely helpful to your team. Um, or like Valorant, which is a better, closer comparison. Same main aspect of the game: 5 versus 5, plant the bomb, defuse the bomb. But they added character skills, which allow you to be more aggressive, or more passive, or more rather than relying completely on your game knowledge, game sense, and shooting. Right, so just another layer to have expression in a game, which I think is very, which I think makes a good game. It doesn't mean that if it doesn't have expression, it doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means I feel like it just makes it a little bit that much more better, right? Because expression in a game, I feel, is such a cool aspect. Lets more players makes more inclusive for all players. It's probably why, like, I could be wrong again. I don't know the stats. I don't know. I'm not expert on like CS:GO, but there's a lot more, like for example, girls playing Valorant than CS:GO. And I don't know if the reason is because it's a cartoony looking game, or maybe that skill expression there. Maybe it's just it could just be that it doesn't look as serious, so it's more opening, more welcoming to all people, better than being like such a, I guess a guy's game to put in quotes, air quotes. You can't see me doing it. I'm drinking coffee, but I took 2 sips the whole time. I am stressed. I think I've said it like 30 times now. Um, I'm kind of happy right now that I'm doing this podcast, but the moment this podcast ends, I'll be like, what do I do with myself? Again, 2 weeks, like I said, everything will be, stress level will decrease no matter what the results were from during the 2 weeks. So I'm hanging in there, I guess. I'm a kamikaze my way through these last 2 weeks. Oh, I also got to see Lights in concert while I was in Boston. Um, a good concert. I really liked that it ended early, which sounds kind of bad out of context, but like it wasn't cut short or anything. It was like the main singer Lights came on a relatively early time compared to other concerts I've been to, and she played her whole set, and it ended at like 9:30, and then I got to get home by 10:30 or 11, which is great because usually they end at 11 p.m. and I'm home like at midnight, which is kind of annoying. Right? I can get the same experience and still have to deal with the fact that I'm coming home late. So yeah, I'm probably gonna play a Light song at the end of this podcast if Anchor will let me this time. Yeah. So Lights had a new album this year called Pep. Uh, uh, I thought it was a pretty good album. I liked her last album, which was called Skin and Earth. And before that album, I didn't really know much of her music, but I got to this time because she played some oldies on her tour. And yeah, I got to buy a shirt. Was at the concert. I haven't worn it yet, but it's a nice shirt. I've been buying too many large shirts because I guess I feel like more comfortable wearing a large shirt right now. But it's only because, but I can still fit into medium shirts. But I'm buying larges these days because I just feel more comfortable because I have an extra bloated stomach than I normally would have. And slowly, I am getting more frustrated with my body. But I feel like, no, I don't feel like I'm gonna do something about it. I swear. Um, I have a plan. I just need to put it into action. Uh, yeah. All right. We hit 20 minutes. I have a couple more things to say, but I'm happy I just got this far, and I kind of want to stop it here. Uh, so that's a nice little ending point. Uh, I'm gonna try to put a song at the end of this podcast. Uh, the song I'm gonna put is probably gonna be called. I'm gonna do. I guess you pick a song from the newest album by Lights, right? That makes more sense. I'm gonna do a song, uh, "Okay Okay" by Lights. Anyways, hopefully that song is added at the end of this. Thank you for listening, and I hope I can do this. My promise to myself this time is just less than 2 months before the next one. All right, later.